First and foremost, I want to congratulate Arkansas on a tremendous year, and Coach Musselman's a great coach and has done a great job with that team. Second, our players for accomplishing something that hadn't been accomplished since 1950 and getting us back to a Final Four. And then for all the Baylor fans that have stayed with us in the lean years, Mac and Linda and their staffs that support us so generously. And then our staff, I'm blessed with the best coaching staff in the country. So very happy for everyone to have this opportunity to celebrate. Been to two Elite Eights before and seen Duke celebrate and then win a national championship, Kentucky celebrate, win a national championship. And it's nice that these guys were able to celebrate, especially after last year when we were on the verge of having the first #1 seed in school's history and not having a chance to compete in the NCAA tournament. And as Obim, who was on our team last year and is a GA now, said, Freddie and Devontae, a piece of that net's coming to you.
Thank you. We will now go to questions from the media. Again, please use the raise hand function to indicate you would like to ask a question. We'll start with Kendall Cott.
Congratulations on making the Final Four. Wanted to ask you in kind of the first hour since you've now made the Final Four, what kind of emotions are going through your head and what's it like to be in the Final Four now?
Well, I was worried I was going to be able to stay up this late, but anyway, just pure joy, excitement. Obviously tired because it's late and it was an emotional game. But again, seeing our guys having a chance to cut down a net and celebrate doesn't get much better than that come March.
All right. Our next question comes from Jerry Hill.
Jerry Hill, Baylor Bear Insider. Scott, you had seen Arkansas have those comebacks. Yeah. You guys never panicked, or it didn't look like you panicked when they got it down to 4.
Well, I thought it was really crucial in that first half when Davion picked up his third that their pace and to their credit, I thought we got a little tired and we're used to rotating our guys a little bit more and we were able to have a lead and that was important. And then second half, we knew they were going to make a run at us because that's what they do. That's what any team in the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 is going to do. They're well coached and they don't want to go home either. So credit our upperclassmen for not panicking, and I thought every time they made a big play, our guys really answered. Macio's big threes, Adam big three, Davion getting to the cup. And I just have one question for you, Jerry. Are we going to see your dance tonight? Because hopefully that's posted. Stretch first. I don't want you getting injured.
All right. Our next question will come from John Werner.
John Werner, Waco Trib. Congratulations, Scott.
Thanks, John.
You guys got off to a great start. How important was that, considering how much offensive firepower Arkansas has?
Well, I thought it just showed how focused and ready to play we were, and we got great looks. Guys made good shots, and then Arkansas is a great team, so we knew they'd make a run, and they did, and credit our guys for having an answer. But I really thought we were focused from jump and really had a good game plan, and credit them for adjusting. They didn't trap as much because we were hurting them on that for a minute there, and then they got in a horn set that really hurt us. And again, when you're playing a team in the Elite 8, you know it's going to go down to the wire, and just happy our guys had the last answer.
Our next question comes from Paul Catalina.
Coach, the team is never shaken. You said they don't panic. They're always very calm. And obviously that has to do with you and the coaching staff. But are there moments where you feel panicked, or because they are so calm, is that this is like a circle of just calmness and it's going to be okay?
Well, first of all, nothing is ever perfect. So I'm sure they get a little nervous at times. I know our coaching staff gets nervous at times. But I think what's great is they really work together, and I think we really trust them. And when one of us makes a mistake, we admit it and we move on, and everybody stays together, stays positive, and at the end of the day, they believe in each other. And you have a team that does that, you have a chance to be special.
Nice. Our next question comes from Chuck Carlton.
I don't know if we got it Chuck Carlton, Dallas Morning News. Congratulations, Scott. But
Thanks,
look back
Chuck.
at this. You look back at this season. I mean, you tested positive early in the season. Your players and staff went through that 21-day pause. What's this whole journey been like from what you guys have gone through?
Well, just like every team's had to deal with it. And first of all, thank you to the medical staffs from each school that have fought hard to give us an opportunity to play in a safe environment. Thank the NCAA staff for being able to put on an NCAA tournament and giving these guys a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and memory. And then I thought with us, there is no book to this because no one's gone through it before, and just really appreciate our players trusting and believing in us when we came back from the pause and we weren't really ourselves, and we still found ways to win in games and be able to win a Big 12 championship. And then we lost to a very good Oklahoma State team in our conference tournament, which was a blessing looking back because we were able to practice and really get better at our defense, which at the end of the day we wouldn't be here today if we second half didn't lock down and really do a great job down that stretch.
All right, our next question comes from Jeff Goodman.
What's up, Jeff?
Scott, how are you, Scott?
Hey, you got to be tired. East Coast time, you're really tired.
I'm running strong. I'm not that old. I'm not as old as you. Maybe I am. Take me back to the day, I asked your wife this a little while. Take me back to the day you got the job in 2003, if you can, and just what it was like. Having the conversations, and if you were at all skeptical of taking the job.
No, I prayed about it. I felt led to come here. I really believed in the vision of the school from the president and the administrators during that time and what they wanted Baylor to continue to grow and become. And I wanted to be a part of that. Obviously, once we got into the season and you found out that most of your team were walk-ons and most of them weren't over 6'2", then you realized it might be a little tougher than you originally thought. But obviously, the goal was always to build a program that could consistently compete and have an opportunity to play in March.
Our next question will come from Dana O'Neill.
Hey, Dana.
Hi, Scott. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Along the same lines of what Jeff was asking you, you are perpetually upbeat and optimistic. I think sometimes others of us aren't, perhaps. What allowed you to kind of keep plugging along like that? Because you have faced plenty of obstacles along the way.
Well, I think I get the positivity from my dad. My dad's the most positive person I know, and I think that's rubbed off on me. And then I've had a staff where iron sharpens iron, and we wouldn't have been able to achieve any of this. And you see just how good Coach Tang is because he's been here 18 years, and we wouldn't have been able to do what we've done without him. But you've also seen Grant and Coach Mills and Coach Driscoll have great successful careers leading their program. So head coach is only as good as his players and staffs, and I've been blessed to have some great ones. And during those moments when you maybe you're a little down, they do a great job inspiring you. And last thing I'll say, Dane, is I did learn about coffee, and that helps too the older you get.
All right, our next question comes from Pete Tellman.
Hey, Scott, Pete Thamel from Yahoo. Congratulations.
Thanks, Pete.
On the Final Four. I wonder if you can quantify for me the energy that Davion Mitchell brings. This was the first time I saw him live tonight. He just had like a presence to him and just the ability to attack. And then the second part of that would be just what you guys did on Moody tonight. He was 2 of 10, and obviously he would have been the focus of your defensive game plan, and some of that energy, I think, transferred over.
Yeah, good question. So with Moody, first of all, we just try to make everything as tough as possible. Third leading scorer in the SEC. He can get buckets in a hurry. And thank goodness we played good defense and had great attention on him and tried to make things tough. As far as Davion, I think you saw in the first half, he only played 8 minutes, but you saw at the start we were able to get to. And where he's so critical for us is he's Final Four for Defensive Player of the Year, and obviously I think he's the best defender in the country. And with him on the ball, and you couldn't really see it, Pete, because when you have 3 fouls in that second half, he wasn't as aggressive as he normally is. And hopefully you're here for next weekend, and you can see just how special he is on the ball. Because that'd be a person, we call him off night because people tend to have off nights with him, but he's a nightmare nightmare to bring the ball up against. And he sets the tone for our defense. He's the pace car. Everyone sees him working, so that leads to everybody else working. So that energy he brings, and he's got unbelievable speed. You could see versus their trap, their pressure. It's really hard to keep him in front. Unbelievable God-given ability and speed.
All right. Our next question will be coming from Jeff Borzella.
Hey, Scott, Jeff Borzella from ESPN.
Hey, Jeff.
You mentioned a little bit before, but, you guys weren't the same team coming off the pause. How much concern did you have that you guys might not get that edge back that you had, before the pause? Was there any thought of, for the second season in a row, things outside your control have kind of taken away your team's chance at history?
Well, definitely. I did my research. I talked to several coaches, and they were great and giving great advice. And most of them, it was four games in over a 2-week period. And with us, over a 2-week period gives you practice days. And when we came back, I think we had 6 games, 14 days, 9 days on the road, 3,500 miles. It was basically prep, play, recover. So we had no practice time. And I mean, we use analytics, and you see your defense go from 1 to 3 to 5 to 12 to 20, and eventually got to 44. And once we lost to Oklahoma State, and I believe in that game, we only got like 2 or 3 stops in the last 8 minutes of the game. And I thought our guys really bought into what we did in practice, which was basically beginning of the year practice drills. And we returned to the basics and worked on our rotations, worked on our closeouts and everything. And our defense is gotten better and better since that time. And obviously, prior to the pause, we were elite defensively, top 3 in the country. And as a coach, did I want to believe it'd come back? Yes, but there's no book, so you don't know for sure. And you lose one game, you're out. So anyway, I'm glad we're playing, and I think we keep getting better. And we get a couple practice days, and that's what's great about the bubble is we don't go back and forth, so we actually can get better during this time.
All right, and our final question comes from Jeremy Wu.
Hey, Scott, this is Jeremy Wu from Sports Illustrated.
Hey, Jeremy.
You guys were obviously pretty close last year to where you wanted to be before COVID hit. And, you got 4 starters back, which is unusual in this day and age. But, a lot's changed for those guys. Davion has sort of emerged on offense. Jared's kind of let him do it. Maceo probably doesn't get enough credit. And, Mark is playing a little bit less. How much of those little small sacrifices kind of led to this moment just for your group?
And that's what makes this group special is all of them work extremely hard on their craft. They're all gym rats. I mean, if they can't get to a gym, that's a bad day. They just love to get better in basketball. A couple of them sleep with balls. So they just always got a rock in their hand and want to get better. And so individually, it's one thing to get better. It's another thing then to sacrifice for the team, because when you're a good player, you feel like I can make this shot, or I can get by my man, or I can do this because you put in the work and you want to show what you've worked on. And our guys really have been unselfish. Today we had 17 assists, 9 turnovers, and in the first 2 games, or the last game, I think Villanova, we had 6. Wisconsin, we had 4. But when we're at our best, everyone's sacrificing for each other. And this whole year, that's why we've won is their character is impeccable. I mean, as good of players as they are, they're better people. And if you're going to be in the bubble with someone for a couple weeks, you want to be with people you love. And this couldn't happen to a better bunch. I know their families are awful proud of them because they really raised them right. I know our university is extremely proud of them and the way they sacrifice for each other. Obviously, that's why we're still playing.